everybody, this is Jess with H Wizard Wares. I wanted to do a video today to introduce myself a little bit, and I actually had this idea to do a digital sort of accompanying video series to a Harry Potter journal that I'm writing in right now. So I'm going to explain a little bit more about that in a minute, but first I want to introduce myself. So like I said, my name's Jess. I've been a huge Harry Potter fan my whole life. Going to the midnight book releases and going to see the films, all of them in the theaters. I really grew up with Harry Potter, and it's actually one of the first books that I read myself. I have terrible eyesight. I always did when I was a kid, and I found reading to be really difficult. Um, but I wanted to read the books when they came out, especially because when they were coming out, obviously the movies weren't keeping up with them, and I wanted to know, along with all of my friends, what was happening. So I really found my love for reading in Harry Potter. I'm sure there's a lot of people who have very similar stories. I think a lot of us who grew up with the books in different ways all kind of benefited from being so immersed in that series and having those moments of what's going to happen next. And I remember reading in the car on the way home from the midnight release. I mean, like, just not wanting to put the books down, and that was a really big deal for me because I hadn't really been um very good at reading when I was younger. Now I love reading and I read all the time, but definitely I would attribute that to Harry Potter. So I've always been a huge fan. When the theme parks opened in Orlando, the Hogsmeade in Islands of Adventure came first, and I went with one of my very best friends to the opening day of that one. And then I was lucky enough to get to go back for Diagon Alley, and I have seen the Ministry of Magic at Epic Universe already. I love all of those parks. It's just such a cool way to still get to be involved with the series, and especially getting your own wand and walking around Diagon Alley. I mean, what's cooler than that? So I love all aspects of Harry Potter. And I just wanted to make a video to, like I said, introduce myself because I have been getting some followers on Instagram and in my Etsy shop where I am trying to start a business making wand holders for the interactive wands and non-interactive wands just for cosplay as well. So since I've been getting some followers, I wanted to make an introduction video, and then I also wanted to, start a series as a way to be kind of more involved in the community and share a little bit more about myself, and then get to know you guys, hopefully through comments and through social media and replying to the videos. I just really like to get to know you all a lot better, and I think that doing this series over the course of a year would be a really cool way to do that. So I love the company Inside Editions. They do a lot of collabs with different franchises, and they make a lot of like journals and stationery and that kind of thing, and books and all kinds of stuff. I mean, if you go to like any bookstore and turn over like, I don't know, a dozen of the books and journals and things in the Harry Potter section, you'll see like half of them are from this company, Inside Editions. This video and this series is not sponsored by them at all. I just happen to be a big fan of the products that they make. And I've done some of these journals in other franchises before, but I really wanted to take a chance and do this journal that they have for Harry Potter. So this is what the journal looks like. And basically, they make these journals. In Harry Potter, they have them for all four houses. And for, other franchises, they have them as well. I know they have one that I've done before that was in the Star Wars franchise, and it was a year-long journal about being a Jedi. But I really wanted to work on this Gryffindor one this year, and you can't really see in the video, but I am wearing my Gryffindor sweater that I just got at Epic Universe. And basically, the journal has different prompts in it, different daily prompts, and then different like reflective prompts at the end of each week. And you just go throughout the year and you just keep filling them in. And each journal is themed to, sort of help you discover or embrace, I guess, different aspects of whatever the theme is. So for Gryffindor, the front of the journal says courage on it, and it says a guided journal for embracing your inner Gryffindor. And so if you look inside at the prompts, you can see there are a lot of prompts related to the overall traits of a Gryffindor, or some of the traits of a Gryffindor: bravery, courage, and determination. And so there's all these prompts in here that, kind of try to help you think about how those traits are in your life. And I think um, it's a really cool way to journal, to keep track of things you've done over the course of a year. It's not really like a memory journal. It's not like, oh, what I did today is. It's more reflective about those traits, but it's still a really cool way. I like looking back at my past journals and seeing like how they evolved over the course of a year, and the kinds of things you write in the beginning of the journal versus um, the kinds of things you write in the end. And then also, I've been really inspired lately by some of the people that I follow on social media in the community, and they've posted a lot of just updates about themselves that are, imperfect, things like how their mental health is doing, or, videos of them like cleaning their like really nicely built offices with all their Harry Potter stuff in it. And it's like, it doesn't look perfect all the time, and I'm not perfect all the time. And that really inspires me a lot because I've been on my own mental health journey. And, maybe we will, maybe we won't talk about some of that here, but I just wanted to be able to go through this journal with you and share the things that I can share, and just get to be a part of the community in a more meaningful way by exploring, the topics in the journal. And so I've always really found writing to be a helpful way for me to um, express my feelings way more than talking, which I know is like kind of weird because I'm talking right now. But I've done a lot of public speaking, for work and for school and professionally and all these things. And if you give me a topic and put me in a room full of people, I can present. I can talk in front of people all day. But when it comes to thinking critically about myself and reflecting on myself, I will get tongue tied. And I won't necessarily be as eloquent as I would be if you just asked me to go, give a presentation about some professional topic that I'm well versed in. And so I've, found in therapy and just in life in general, like writing first really helps me. And then reflecting on that writing is a lot easier. So, that's another reason why I'm just really excited about this journal. So I wanted to share a little bit more about the journal with you guys. So on the back, it says, congratulations, you've been sorted into Gryffindor. Now discover why this year-long guided journal inspired by the Harry Potter films. See, imperfect. Now discover why with this year-long guided journal, inspired by the Harry Potter films. And then it says, Gryffindors are courageous, brave, determined. In the Harry Potter films, these traits are embodied in the many iconic characters that belong to the house, including Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, Neville Longbottom, and the entire Weasley family. Now, Gryffindors everywhere can embrace their inner courage with this inspirational guided journal. Featuring 52 weeks of prompts, this journal will help you discover and develop the Gryffindor inside, with activities including weekly one-line-a-day form, free writing, list making, coloring, and more. With inspirational quotes, concept art, it's the ultimate journal for Harry Potter fans looking to bring a little more Gryffindor into their everyday life. So, being a Gryffindor, I thought I'd start with this one. And this is the journal I'm going to talk about throughout the year, but I'm actually kind of interested in doing some of the other houses as well, maybe in future years, depending on how this goes, because I don't think that just having one house means that you don't have other qualities of other people in other houses. I don't think it's fair to say that there are no, smart people in Gryffindor. I mean, obviously Hermione is, very much well read, very good in her classes, all of these things that people might at first think is more Ravenclaw, so I'm not like totally opposed to doing the other journals either. I think it'd be interesting to kind of see um, what I would write in those ones as well, but I'm definitely going to start with my house, Gryffindor. And so for the final part of this video, I wanted to talk about week one, which for me was last week. So I wanted to give my first impressions on week one in the journal and kind of share that with you. So when you look inside, it's got like a much more written out introduction, a little bit more about Gryffindors and about using the journals, and it's also got some really cool artwork in it. So I really like that. And then for week one, it has the title at the top of the page says Gryffindor Moments, Daily Acts of Courage, Bravery, and Determination. And then you can kind of see there's a place for you to write in for each day of the week. And in the introduction, it does encourage you, if you don't necessarily have an act of courage, bravery, or determination on a particular day, you don't have to write one every single day. And I found that to be really helpful in my past journaling experience, not to like force myself to write something in each day. I think that can kind of add more stress to it and make it less beneficial in a way. So, and especially I got this journal in the middle of the week, so I didn't want to go back and like try and make it happen and try and make, think of things that fit just to make them fit in those dates. But I did find that this was a really good way to think about these three traits and kind of how they fit into my life, like in little ways and daily ways, instead of being like these big life changing events. And I think as I have come into adulthood, and especially now in my 30s, it's been really interesting to kind of leave behind this notion I had when I was younger that I had to do something groundbreaking, earth shattering, make myself famous, that kind of thing in life, like that you had to be this huge figure, and if you were doing anything else with your life, it really wasn't enough. Like I felt that pressure a lot when I was younger, and I was recently talking with some friends and family about that, and I was like, I don't think that way anymore. I think doing things that are important to me and making the impact that I want to have in the world, whether it's big or small, is way more critical to me than what I used to think I had to do, which was like, be president or, um, those kinds of like huge things. So I really liked on week one trying to think of little ways that I embrace the three traits. And I think that'll be interesting to see throughout the year. And one of the ways that I did that, um, well, I'll talk a little bit about two of the days. So for one of the days, I wrote that I used my determination to get myself out of bed in the morning before I would have to get up for work and go outside and go for a walk. And that seems like a really simple thing, but it's not always easy to do these things. So that really felt like a test of my determination. I'm not really a morning person. I'm much more a sleep in person. But then after work, I always feel like the evenings are so chaotic, cooking dinner, doing the dishes, getting everything ready for the next day, that I don't really have a lot of time always to do things like go for a walk, but it's something I should do more. So it's something I want to do more. So I used my determination that day to get up and go for a walk, which I thought was just a really interesting, like kind of small way that you can start seeing these qualities in yourself. And then on Friday, I used my determination in what I think was a very Ron Weasley way. I had book club and I procrastinated and I did not read the book. And book club was Friday night. So I started the book really late in the week and I used my determination to finish the book, which A, good determination, and B, felt like a very Ron Weasley thing to do, not doing my assignments on time. So I thought that was kind of a fun, little thing to write about Ron in there. And then at the end of the week, um, there are like different activities that are kind of more of a large format. And so at the end of week one, I did a reflection about how being a Gryffindor and embracing those three traits would help me achieve my goals or my dreams, basically. And I kind of talked about that a little bit, but a little bit earlier. But to sum it up, I think really, it goes back to like finding those three traits in the little things in life and not waiting for some huge, big, life-changing event to come along to decide to be brave or courageous. Um, and so that's kind of what I wrote in that area as well, which we kind of already talked about. So I won't stay on that topic too much. But now it is Monday, so it is time for week two. I haven't written anything yet for today, but I'm excited to see where this week goes and see what's coming next in the journal. I haven't looked ahead really. I don't want to spoil it too much. It's kind of fun to find out the week of like what the prompt is for the days, and then what also is the sort of larger prompt at the end of the week. So I haven't really spoiled any of that for myself, but I'm excited to see how week two turns out, and report back maybe next Sunday or Monday and talk more about week two, and get to know everybody better. So definitely leave your comments down below, or message me on social media. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this journal, and if you are a Gryffindor, or even if you're not a Gryffindor, how you think courage and bravery and determination are a part of your daily life, and how we can be brave or courageous in small things. I think that's like a really cool topic of conversation, and I'd love to get to know you guys more. Or just message me and tell me what your house is, or anything that you like about Harry Potter. I'd love to just get more involved in the community and get to know everybody a little bit better. So I'm really looking forward to getting to know everybody. Like I said, I'm rambling, you see, because I said writing it down is better for me. But reach out, don't be shy. I'd love to see all your comments and reply and all your messages and everything. So you can follow me on Instagram at h.wizardwears. I'm also here on YouTube at h.wizardwears. And then my Etsy shop is h.wizardwears as well. If you just search it on the Etsy bar, you'll see that, where I'm putting up those wand holders and trying to start my own small business making wand holders. So I would definitely appreciate if you guys check that out as well. And then make sure you subscribe to this channel so I can do more videos. Hit that like button. What all the YouTubers say. It's funny, I grew up, with YouTube coming into what it is today. So it's fun to be on the side saying hit that like and subscribe button. So definitely do those things so I can keep making videos. And let me know what else you guys want to see. And I'm really excited to, share this year-long digital diary with you guys. And thanks for spending some time with me. It'll be good to meet you guys.